What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 83. We're starting today's stuff on the back of our testy, feisty 1-0 victory over the Foxes at the King Power by seeing a Christian Pulisic, who went down in that hot-tempered game, is thankfully just out for the 5 days. Pulisic, that's his second injury of the season. Okay, it's just a knock, it's just a bruise, but already second injury after concussion he suffered right at the start of the season. I gotta say, I'm really happy we're starting to get quite more realistic injuries, you know, that they're more frequent, but there's a lot more knocks as well. You know, we're not getting like 3 ACLs in 4 months, we're getting lots of knocks, so players will miss midweek games, for example, which is very realistic. And as I said before, one of the tips I give for you guys that want to do realistic career modes like this one is up the injury sliders, because if you don't do it and you leave them on default 50, you won't get injuries. You might get one a season, but that's not very realistic. So for the first game of today's episode, on the back of the win over Leicester, taking on Villarreal away in Spain here, Unai Emery's side. Heading into the game, we just needed a point to guarantee qualification, and a win would guarantee top spot with a game to spare as well. So on match day 5, Villarreal right now needed to win this game, and they were given a golden opportunity 7 minutes in. Bastoni trips his man, spot kick Villarreal, but Paulo Dybala denied by Edouard Mendy. Great stop there by the Senegalese shot stopper, low down to his left-hand side, keeps it at 0-0. And you know me, man, I'm rubbish at penalties, both scoring and saving them, so it always feels really good when I guess correctly and make the save as well. So it's still tied, still 0-0, but 11 minutes to go in the game here, where there was very few chances. That penalty, the best one in the game, very little going on. I was fine with the draw in the game. You would have seen my team, it was a reasonably strong lineup here, of course, knowing that just a point was all we needed. I didn't want to risk things. With 9 minutes to go, a great chance to win the game and guarantee top spot. Reece James rolls it across, and Tammy Abraham drills it in and gives us potentially the game winner and the goal, which will give us the 3 points and guaranteed top spot as well. Later on in the game, Villarreal could not afford to lose this game with their qualification hanging in the balance. Stoppage time, their final chance falling here as Paulo Dybala offloads to Carl Soler, but once again, it's Edouard Mendy flying to his left-hand side, making the save as we'd pass out to the full-time whistle. Final score, Villarreal 0, Chelsea 1. And Mendy, man, I mean, honestly, no wonder the cameras pan to it full-time. I can't tell you, in this FIFA and in this save, in these 1 and a bit seasons already, how many times Edouard Mendy has bailed me out in a game like that with very few chances. Only got the one good one and thankfully managed to take it. Mendy is so good. As you see, we guarantee top spot there. Shakhtar, Benfica and Villarreal, all 3 of them can get second place on the final day. And, you know, I have to ask you guys this question today. Like, who do you think is the best goalkeeper in FIFA? Like, who do you think is the best goalkeeper? Because oftentimes in FIFA, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me here, if you play Ultimate Team or Career Mode or Seasons, whatever game mode you play, oftentimes, if you're using, as what a goal by Martinez here, sorry about that, sorry to break up the conversation, but what a little goal that was there. Oftentimes, you'll use a high-rated goalkeeper. It's like he's got holes in his hands. I mean, he just can't seem to save anything. And then there's a goalkeeper that's a few ratings lower, who for you just seems to bail you out constantly, especially during moments like one-on-ones, for example. Who do you think is the best goalkeeper in FIFA 22? To me, I have to say, I've used abundance of them and top-rated goalkeepers as well. But I think even after just 1 and a bit seasons, I think Mendy is probably my favourite shot stopper of this year's FIFA. I mean, the guy just saves everything. He really does. And when he does get beaten, normally I can't point the fingers and say, well, probably should have saved that one there. I mean, it's crazy how good this guy is, especially on one-on-ones as well. The amount of times he's flew off his line for me, dived at the feet of an attacker and made a stop. It's crazy, man. So, yeah, question for you guys today. Who do you think is the best goalkeeper in FIFA? I'm not saying the highest rated. I'm saying the best. Who's the best shot stopper, or who's got the best distribution, or who in general, all round, is the best goalkeeper in your opinion and your main man to go to between the sticks for a FIFA career mode or an Ultimate Team series you're doing? To me, Mendy. I mean, I have to say right now, if I was building up my fantasy career mode team, like for a new save in FIFA 22, like my best list of players that I've used in FIFA 22, the man between the sticks will be the man between the sticks for me right now, Edouard Mendy, because this guy is just absolutely right on cue. Unbelievable. His reflexes and reactions, I cannot understate how big they are in this Chelsea team. He really does bail me out so many times. So, yeah, following game was West Ham. We extended our unbeaten run to, I think it's not sure now, since the season began, basically, since the season began, but since January of this year, in general, we haven't lost a game yet, so we're closing in on a calendar year without being beaten so far. But you see the table here, it's 10 wins in 13 now, and 5 wins in all competitions on the trot, and we're now 5 points clear of second place as well. So for now, we remain top of the table, but we're not getting let go, and I like that as well. Despite how good we've been, we're not going to be let go for the title. Just like last season, we won it, but Man City pushed us practically every step of the way. So you look at our fixtures for December, as you can see, what a busy month we have got here. 9 games in all competitions, plus Leeds United in the EFL Cup quarters as well. We've got both Manchester clubs coming this month as well, and we start off with a tricky trip to St James's Park against Newcastle United. Eddie Howe, of course, has done a tremendous job. I seem to mention it every time we face Newcastle, a tremendous job. I know they've had those big 2 losses against Liverpool and Manchester City. Of course, City got a big 5-0 win last weekend to extend their gap at the top of the table to 3 points now. But even so, I don't think anyone's going to point the fingers at Eddie Howe after defeats to Liverpool and Manchester City when you consider where they were, back in December and where they are now. A lot of Magpies fans saw the writing on the wall under Steve Bruce as a side to be playing Championship football next season. As it is, they're well safe for another year in the Premier League. Credit Eddie Howe for that one. But even so, taking on the Magpies here, very uneventful first half. Once again, not too many chances going on in the first half. Now, we had a ball in the back of net through Lautaro Martinez, but it was disallowed. And 3 minutes after the restart, once again, I'm calling on Edouard Mendy to bail me out, which he does. Great save with the left leg, as we're still deadlocked at 0-0. But in a snowy St James's Park here, I was really struggling. I've mentioned before, the snow is my least favourite condition to play in, and 55 minutes in, Almiron would open the scoring for the Magpies, wearing the armband, and give the lads from Tyneside the 1-0 scoreline. So we're down by a goal to Newcastle. I was thinking, can't believe this, man. I literally just said to myself, right after the game against West Ham, we still haven't lost a game since January. We might have got a whole calendar year without losing a game, and now we're 1-0 down at Newcastle, and it seems as though that record might be coming to an end, so I just wasn't getting any chances. I couldn't break Newcastle down. You see this passage of play here, the amount of black and white shirts crowding me out, I couldn't break them down. I couldn't get inside. So with 22 minutes to go, I thought, if I'm going to find a leveller and bail myself out here, I've got to do something special, or I'll need a mistake. 21 minutes on the clock. Oh, get in. I was fist pumping like crazy during the celebration animations because I didn't want to see my unbeaten streak come to an end, and we wouldn't. 21 minutes to go in the game. I said I couldn't break Newcastle down, and I've said it a few times now, and I'll say it again. Guys, if you're struggling to break the AI down, if you're struggling to get inside, let fly. Long shots are very OP in this year's FIFA. Give it a go from range. It might not go in, but it'll test the goalkeeper for sure if you get it on target. Definitely give a long shot a go. You see the stats in this game here. The XG really told the story. We had 8 shots in the game, but the XG was only 1.1. And the main reason why, and I love the fact XG is now included in a more detailed statistic look at the game come the end of the match here. 1.1 XG told the story. I couldn't break Newcastle down there. Rock solid defense was frustrating the hell out of me. So, this to me shows the class of like one of the best teams. One of the best teams there are. When you're really struggling, you'll find a way. You'll just find a way to get the job done like we did there. Kai Havertz bailing me out 1-1 to us. Our winning run did end after 4, I believe, or 5 in all competitions. We did manage to extend our unbeaten run, and we still haven't lost since January last season. So, following game, Graham Potter's Brighton. Disappointing draw on Wednesday night. Now back at the Bridge. The Seagulls having a tough start to the season. I was thinking, coming back from the northeast, that was a tough night, tough game, but lads, we bailed it out. Now we're back home. We've got Brighton. This should be a banker for us. Well, sometimes in FIFA, I often talk about it, the hardest games are what you'd expect to be the easiest. 34 minutes in after Lautaro Martinez hit the post twice with one shot. Yep, crazy, but true. We're down by a goal, and we trailed at the break at the bridge for the first time this season. And I was thinking, right, this is just one of those games where I know nothing's going to go right. And 6 minutes after the restart, right on cue, my point was proved. Lautaro Martinez tripped up in the area, fairly, but goes down, stays down, and whilst he would soldier on, clearly hampered by the injury, and he wasn't going to run it off. 59 minutes in, still down by a goal. Once again, just like on Wednesday night, he bails me out. Kai Havertz with a goal. Didn't score that many last season, but this year, much, much better in front of goal. In fact, I think he's already equaled his tally of last season this year. So he makes it 1-1 once again for the second time in 2 games. Puts us back on level terms, and with 20 minutes to go. Can we complete the turnaround with Mark Cucurella rolling it across? Yes, we could. Off the bench comes Tammy Abraham. And whilst he might now be an impact sub in this team, and a midweek player if you will, he's still got a big role to play in this squad. Tammy Abraham converts the cutback, makes it 2-1, and we turn the game on its head. Yep, on for the injury Martinez, it's 2-1. We're in front for the first time, but with several minutes to go, closing out the game. Second penalty I conceded in 4 games. This is why I don't like to press the circle button. And I know some of you guys pointed out, why don't you put a tackle in? This is the reason why. Oh, but from the spot kick, I thought Brighton were going to get their level in a really topsy-turvy game. But Trossard hits the crossbar. Mendy went the right way anyway. I don't think he got a touch on it, so I can't claim it as a save once again. But he definitely went the right way. I think he would have saved it had it been a couple of inches below the crossbar anyway. But from the corner after it was headed behind, we get the ball claimed by Mendy. Come on the break. Kai Havertz rolled through 1-on-1 and selflessly gives up the chance for his brace so Tammy can get his off the bench. Yep, a lightning quick counter-attack from the Blues, and what a swing at Stamford Bridge. Brighton with the chance from 12 yards to grab themselves a much needed point off the crossbar from the spot kick, headed behind for a corner. Mendy claims the corner, we work our way forward, and Tammy Abraham completes the counter to give us the 2-goal cushion and the dagger. Final score 3-1, and we get the job done over Brighton. And this, I've mentioned before, is what champions do. They find a way to win even when they're not playing well. But the bad news was Lautaro Martinez's injury is a 4-week one. Yep, 4-week injury for Martinez. What a debut season he's having in West London. 13 goals in 15 in the Premier League, and he's also chipped in with a casual 10 assists as well. He's got a double-double right now for this season. 10 assists and 13 goals in the Premier League. He's now a 90-rated striker. He's the top scorer. He's the top assist creator. Lautaro Martinez, though, will not be on the pitch for 4 weeks, and he'll miss these crucial games in December as well. Leeds in the EFL Cup quarter-final. I was probably going to start Abraham for that game anyway. Both Manchester clubs, massive games in the Premier League as we aim to keep the chasing pack at bay. Martinez down, and that's a big blow there, because again, you would have seen by the individual stats there, it's not just the goals he scores, but the goals he creates as well. He's the complete forward in this team, so that's a big blow right there. But I will say it, I'm kind of glad to see it, because it is realistic to get those injuries, and it does make the game more frustrating, immersive and challenging as well. Guys, I said it earlier, but please, if you're playing career mode and you want it to be more realistic, up the injury sliders. Trust me, it's a good thing. I know it's frustrating, but trust me, you should do it. It's great. It really enhances my saves, I feel. Anyway, final game of today's episode, 5th and final one. The game practically meaningless, so I feel today totally rotated lineup for the game. Only Edouard Mendy would start this one here against the Ukrainian Shakhtar Donetsk, because he's going for the Golden Glove in both the Premier League and also the Champions League as well. Taking on the Ukrainians here. We knew our progress was already secured. We knew top spot was already secured. But I said I like to play these games, not just simulate them, because sometimes it's a fringe player that comes up and shows you why he's still in the squad. And in this game, it was Jong Sang-bin. Yeah, Martinez is down for 4 weeks, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, let's say Abraham hypothetically gets an injury. Who are we going to call upon? Well, Jong Sang-bin, clearly. Started the game, bagged the brace, 2-0 at the final score, and our South Korean shores, we end the Champions League group with 5 wins since 6, and undefeated as well. But it really is crazy, because other than that game there, every game was such a tough one. Like, it really is so deceptive. We topped our group undefeated with 5 wins in 6, but that was such a tougher group than the table suggests. It really is crazy. That's the only game of the 6 where I totally dominated. Maybe, possibly, you could say the away day in Benfica as well, but even so, that was a tougher group than the table suggests. But regardless, we have made it through. Top of the group, 5 wins in 6, and Villarreal, who won on the final group game over Benfica, are coming through with us. It will be us and Unai Emery qualifying from Group D. As you see the other group tables there, oh, look at Wolves missing out on the head-to-head ruling. That's so unfortunate, but even so, yeah, we are through to the knockout stage of the Champions League. Asked to win it this season. It's my first year in the Champions League. I'll give it my best, but that group was a lot tougher than it appeared. Even so, as you can see, approaching the halfway point in the season, we've now taken a 7-point lead on Liverpool, and we're 9 clear of the Gunners as well. 15 games in, and the possibility of an undefeated season and possibly a quadruple are still alive. Long way to go though. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Enjoyed it from this like. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Career Mode very soon.